Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new Animal Crossing video. As you can see, we have a very special video today as we have the first look at the new Animal Crossing New Horizons official complete guidebook that just released. This is not to be confused with the previously released companion guide that only covers version 1 of New Horizons. This new complete guide covers everything, including the 2.0 update, all seasonal holidays, all events and characters, hybrids, mystery islands, and even the Happy Home Paradise expansion. I think you get the idea. I mean, this book is huge. Now, I'm not really sure how to tackle this video, so we'll treat it as a bit of a first look or mini review, but the complete guidebook is out now and it has been shipped here in England and Europe this week, and I believe regions like the US will follow in the coming weeks. Now, just quickly, this is not sponsored. I bought this book myself, however, I am working with FuturePress, the publishers of this official guide, to give some away to you. So make sure you follow me on Twitter at Mayamori for updates on those. Anyway, before we look at some of the contents of this gorgeous guidebook, I'm giving this book a 9.5 out of 10. This is a huge upgrade from the original. It's hardback, it clearly contains everything you need to know about New Horizons, and if nothing else, it is almost certainly a collector's item. Plus, the price has dropped a little here too. The only reason I didn't give it a 10 is it's still £40, which is pretty expensive, and I haven't read it cover to cover yet. With that said, we'll take a little look inside now and just go over some of the stuff the book covers so you can get an idea of how things look, get a feel for the guide, see how they break things down, and see for yourself if you want to pick up this book. So this is a first impressions. I'm literally seeing most of these at the same time you do. I did flick through it a little bit just to see kind of the sections that we've got here. But basically this is going to be a first impressions, and we'll just have a look at the contents and kind of go from there. A lot of it will be the same as the first guide, but there's been a few corrections from what I understand, and obviously there's a lot of new content from the updates and the DLC and things like that. So we've got a guide to island life, we've got all the characters and events. Here we have sections on Dream Islands as well, the pier with Captain, which of course didn't appear in the original. The Great Outdoors, it goes over the weather, which is something we love on this channel, the clouds and things like that. I'm sure it covers everything. Desert Island Tours, we've got all the DIY customization. There's going to be lists of things here. There's going to be customization options, pictures of everything, I'm sure. Terraforming an island design, and of course the Happy Home Paradise gets a whole section of its own. It's basically its own game. So it's really nice to see that it's got a whole section dedicated to it. And here we go. This is probably the most important thing of the book. The catalogue. The catalogue is going to include, well, you can see here, we've got the furniture, wallpaper, fashion items, so all the clothing, critters, fossils, gyroid, art pieces, photos, everything here. Bonus list, look, TV guide, amiibo. If you didn't know, the TV has a guide, yep. And also, I think it covers the Sanrio villages as well, so there should be stuff about that. So we won't go into too much detail because I don't want to spoil it for you, and you know, it might be worth you picking up the book yourself if you want to know all the details, but this will just give you a really good insight. Here we basically have a first year through New Horizons. I believe this is something the first book had, but there's going to be stuff here that wasn't in there, like wedding season, the winter solstice. It's got all of these stuff we pretty much covered in yesterday's video for June, actually. All of these seasonal items, the festival Zongzi, all of this stuff is really awesome. Everybody's birthday, all of the bugs. This is incredible. We've got it looks like an in-depth guide on page 222, but it gives you a bit of a breakdown for kind of the first year as you play New Horizons there, for all the bugs. This is just, honestly, this is just exciting. It's quite nostalgic looking through this, actually. Makes me want to start a new island. Let's have a look, get through this. Goals of the game. Help Tom Nook improve your home. So this goes through the story mode. We know the story mode by now. We don't need to go through this. Again, maybe it's worth reading to find out things we've missed. Home upgrades. Though you may start your island life in a humble tent, it won't stay that way for long. This goes through everything you need to know basically about paying off your first debt, Building the museum. This is all stuff we know. We want to see some of the new stuff that wasn't in the original in here. All the food or drink actually is all new since the 2.0 update, so there's all details about that. Red's raffle. Oh, this is Half's Island, I think. Yeah, there's lots to go through here. And Nook Phone. If you want the guide on the Nook Phone, it's in here. Let's have a bit of a skip through. Happy Home Academy. It's got everything. It's got all of the... What are these? The range of base point values, sorry. So this gives us the base point values of how we can increase our Happy Home Academy score. If that's ever anything you've looked into, I don't know if there's many people that tried to boost their score, but this is for you. Oh, here we go. Important section here, Island Transfer Tool. I don't believe that was in the original, because I think that came out after. A few people have been losing their islands recently, so that's something to look into as well. We've got details here about all of these special characters. Isabel, Tom Nook. Yeah, we know all this stuff. Free bookmark. Here we go. It breaks down the buildings as well, of course. We've got the DAL merch. It goes through even the prizes you can get from traveling with Dodo Airlines. If you didn't know, there's a whole bunch of items you can unlock by how many times you visit other islands, and this breaks down everything. This is the section we kind of want to have a look at. We've got Harvey, Harriet, Katrina. Katrina has got a huge section. This is everything we need to know about Half's Island. Of course, this wasn't in the original, or at least the mini kind of Market Archipelago area wasn't. We've got Island Roll, Purification. This is everything about daily luck. Very worth reading through. If you want to know how your friendship levels with your villagers, how you can get better luck, how you can break the bad luck, all the lucky items, everything is in this book, of course. So it's good to see that they included that. Island visitors. It's got the exact days and times. That's super useful. Super useful. Okay, so still on the half section, we've got Kick's inventory. As you can see here, this is the kind of checklist you can expect from this book as we get towards the catalogue at the end. But we've got all of the shoes and the bags, and it shows you the cost, the colors it comes with for feng shui or when you're creating an outfit. It's even got a little tick box if you want to check that off because you've got it. But there is so much here. Literally, I don't even know what to look at, there's so much. Okay, an important guide here. We've got Red's Guide to Paintings. And I'll just show you this one example. We don't want to go over too much detail because I don't want to spoil it too much. But there's a coffee stain in the upper right corner and it circles the fake painting. And it does that for all of them. It shows you which paintings there are in the game, and then it breaks down which ones are real and which ones are fake. And the same with the statues. Okay, here we go. The Stork Market. Again, won't go into it too much, but it shows you the different type of spikes you can have with the prices for turnips. It's going to be really useful if you're trying to figure out whether your turnips are going to rise or decline throughout the week. We have the residents, a picture of their homes, their catchphrases, their birthdays, everything you need to know here pretty much. It's all in species sections as well. So we've got the bears, we've got the birds, all the way to the wolves. And look, we are only... what? We're about a quarter, maybe a fifth of the way through this book. Let's jump to some of the middle sections. Here we go, holidays and events. Festival, it breaks down everything. Bunny Day. Bunny Day was the first big event. It didn't feature in the original guide because the guide was printed before Bunny Day was added, I believe. So there's nothing about Bunny Day, which is the first event that we saw after launch in the previous guide. So the same publishers, FuturePress, they made the first guide, but they could only go off the details they had at the time from Nintendo. So it's so nice to finally get a really in-depth guide to every single event. Super happy with this. Everything is clean so far. I haven't read it cover to cover yet. There's bound to be maybe spelling mistakes or something. There always is, but it's not a big deal. Here we go, we've got the museum. Is that the museum tour? Yes, the plaques there. All the way up to Halloween, of course, and Toy Day. I'm flicking through this really quickly because you know this stuff already. It's more about how the book is laid out, the order they do things, what exactly they highlight. You know the actual content. Snow Boys, weather, here we go. So we've got more about the weather here, the rain, bright clear hours, sunny, cloudy. I'm really interested to see if they put anything about the clouds in here. Because that's something we always like to cover in our videos. Here we go, TV forecast. part of the TV guide. It shows you when you can check the weather on your TV. Absolutely awesome. It's got the weather phenomenon in here. I can't actually see anything about the clouds. Oh, here we go. It's right in front of us. Cirrus, cirrocumulus, cirrocumulonimbus clouds. All the good stuff there. All the special clouds that you will see. That is awesome. Okay, we're getting to some good stuff now. This did appear in the original, but it's worth going over again. We have a flower guide, a hybrid crossbreeding guide. It goes through all of the different types of flowers. It goes through what you need to breed in order to get certain hybrids, the odds of doing it. This is going to be a really good section to just have reference to and look at, I guess. Okay, it's going through everywhere you can find bugs. We know where to find them by now, but it just shows you how many places bugs actually spawn. Near water, on rotten turnips, on candy, near trash, under rocks, on seaside rocks, on rocks and shrubs, snowballs on the beach, residents, wasp nests, skimming on water, shaking tree. There's so many. You just forget how much and how big this game is. Here we go, something a classic Animal Crossing guide always has here. We have the monthly bugs, and it shows you when you can actually catch each bug, and there's got a bit of a bug list here as well. There's just so much information. They also have this for sea creatures, which of course I don't believe were in the original, because sea creatures were added after the game launched, which sometimes we forget things like that. A lot of these creatures weren't actually in the launch version of New Horizons. So nice to see that. Ooh, another bookmark. Here we go. Mystery tour destinations. We've got all of the island types. We've got the bamboo island, the cliff fishing island. It doesn't have a map of each island, but they all look pretty much the same anyway. It does just say there's 4 layouts of the standard islands. It doesn't say what it takes to unlock them though, from at least what I can see. Oh, it does. It's on the next page. I was looking at the bamboo island thinking that was a special island, but it's actually doesn't fall under that. It's just a standard island. Here are these special islands. Stormy Island, Young Spring Bamboo Island, what I was thinking of, Mushroom Island, all these seasonal islands here, and it does have over here the times you have to play through, I believe, in order to unlock those cap-in islands, because until you've played the Cherry Blossom season, for example, you cannot go to the Cherry Blossom Island. And you need to play through April 10th in the Northern Hemisphere or October 10th in the Southern Hemisphere. So that's really good. This shows just how thorough this guide is. Everything I can think of so far, the guide has got in it. Okay, we have a recipe, DIY recipe list. We've got everything, astronaut, spacesuit, everything you can think of. We got the crescent moon chair, all of the stuff we can craft, a full recipe list here. Event items that we can craft and what it takes to craft them. This is just huge. There's pages and pages and pages of this stuff. Cyrus's customization, that breaks down everything we need to know about Cyrus. I'm sure it will tell us also about how you can customize things with Cyrus that you can't even customize yourself at workbenches. Super useful. We're not even halfway through yet, so let's get to a bit more further in the book. We've got all the details about upgrading our house and the aesthetics of our homes, all the roofing options, the doors, you know the stuff. And then we get to the tools. Here we go. This is about the terraforming island design. We've got the island designer here, learning the basics, all the stuff from terraforming. Again, kind of still connected to the story mode, really, because this is just teaching you how to use the stuff you would unlock basically as you progress through the story. And that is a really cool map. I kind of like the little dotted areas of the path. Who made that? That's really cool. Okay, this is super impressive. We have a section here, furniture by motif. So it's basically showing you suggested items. For example, we have a tropical motif. So here we have a build example of a tropical island or a tropical build, and it shows you an example of something they've built. But it also shows you, how cool is this? Suggested items. Things that they've used and other things they suggest that would go well with a tropical theme. This is going to help anyone who's like me, who really struggles to put builds together. What have we got here? We've got a farm mode. Do you know what? This would be great just to make all of these on our island. Look, we have a farm build here. Again, suggested items, really cool. They go through everything. Urban motive, lots of suggested items for those. We've got a fairy motive, lots of cherry blossom and star fragment items there. Elegant. This is really cool. I did not think there would be a section like this. Jungle, lots of good ideas in here. What's this? A spooky motive, Halloween themed. How cool is that? Lots of suggestions in here. That is a huge section by itself. And then we get to the Happy Home Paradise. Again, we're about halfway now and we've only just gotten to Happy Home Paradise. And by the way, we haven't even covered the items or the catalog yet, but it breaks down Happy Home Paradise. This is going to be great if you're on the fence for buying the DLC, you haven't got it yet, or you're not sure whether you want to play it, and you happen to be a collector who will get this guidebook. This is going to help you make that decision. Again, it goes through everything you need to know. I don't need to tell you what's in a guidebook, but we do have all the Paradise Planning exclusive items. This is always good to know. These are the things you can only get if you play the DLC. Most things you can get in the game too, but there is a bunch of exclusive items that you can take back to your main island, but you can only obtain through Happy Home Paradise. We've got all of the characters. We go through the various builds you can do there. Cafe and restaurant, amiibo souvenirs. It explains everything. We have all of the types of islands you can design on. The main archipelago there for reference. And like the start of the book, it goes through the 101 basics of how to get through kind of the story mode of Happy Home Paradise. It goes through the additional events you need to unlock certain things like Wardle's catalog, the consulting service, all these things that you may kind of skip over and not realize. Here we go. It tells you like you unlock the ABD after the 23rd client, the hospital donations and that after the 24th client. It goes through the whole timeline of Happy Home Paradise, shows you the design options and techniques. This is really, really thorough. All of the lighting, which is really cool. Again, I'm not too good at designing the lighting as well. I've never really used it, but it shows everything here that we need to know, so we can get an idea of what things look like before we do it. This is really cool. And this section ends on kind of the apps that you unlock through Happy Home Paradise, like the Room Sketch app, where you can just design a room at will, basically, and just everything that applies to that, and including some additional decorating tips on how to use accent walls, partition walls, everything like that, which is really cool. Some of these things the game doesn't even do a very good job of telling you. This book looks like it does a good job. So yeah, we've got some, what's this? We've got transition one large room into a studio apartment. So again, going through build examples and how they would decorate the outside. They look really cool. This is a pretty impressive list. I'm not sure if this was included in the original, but we've got an interactive with furniture list here. We've got every item basically, or every type of item that's interactive. So the clocks always tell the times. You can play the instruments, use the kitchen items for mostly cooking, sit on the chairs. It's got everything. Piggy banks. This is a good one. You might not know you can deposit money in piggy banks. It's got the Mario pipe. Oh, I wonder if the Mario furniture is in here. Must be if they've included the pipe. It's got everything. And it looks like we now get on to, in fact, I think this is, yeah, we've just started the catalog here. All the ceiling items. This is just the interactive items we just saw. Got a bit of ahead of ourselves there. All of the housewares, and this is probably going to be the last half of the book now, going every single item. We've got like, what, 9 items about that on each page, each showing every possible customization and their feng shui colors. All the details you need to know, where you can obtain it from, what pool. It says high value there, so that's obviously from the rare pool of items, how much it costs, how much it sells for, how much it costs you buy with Pokey, and the function, everything. And that's just one item there, and they do that for thousands and thousands of items. So I would imagine the last part of this book is pretty much just the catalog. I'm skipping like 20 pages a time at the moment. There is so much here. Wallpapers, flooring. Here we go, fashion items. So we're onto the clothing now. And where are we? We are approaching the end of the book now. The last fifth probably. More clothing. If there are any completionists out there, this is definitely what you want. We've got even the, in the clothing section, we've even got the event clothing items that you can get from Able Sisters. So it doesn't look like they've missed anything. I'd be very surprised if anything has been missed. The only thing I haven't seen so far is the Mario items, but they're probably in here somewhere. Next up, we've got the Critterpedia. A paper Critterpedia. We've got all of the fish, what they look like in the tank, what the model looks like as well. gone as far as to include the models, which is really cool, that you can get from CJ. Forgot his name for a second. Dinosaurs and the fossils, of course. Each segment and what it looks like. It even includes how big it is, how many tiles it takes up, all of the artwork. And here we go, we've got the villager photos. It looks like the book is coming to an end now. We've got the villager photos and posters. The posters you get from scanning Amiibo. The photos, of course, you get from being best friends with them. And it even shows you all of the customization options for the photos, which is cool. Oh, it does show you how to get the villager photos as well. Those are the ones you can get pretty easy in game. Okay, we've got special Sanrio posters, so I'm glad to see they have included Sanrio stuff. We've got limited edition postcards, another thing we like to go over sometimes in our monthly videos. All of the wands and tools and all of their customization options, which you'd expect by now. This is really a thorough, full catalog with all the handheld items, some of the food items and the lottery items you can get from Red. And it looks like it comes to a close with the Paradise Planning Vacation Home Visions, It's got all of the items that they start with where they want to build their dream homes. We've got every single villager here, every single one, and the items that they want. So we've got Cephalobot here, and it shows you the items he has, and even his KK Surfing music that he would like in his home. Those are the starting items, I think the default ones they start with. And on the last page, apart from the index and the credits, we have a little breakdown of the Amiibo, where you can use them, and what you can unlock from them. Here we've got the functions, and more importantly for anyone that likes the Sanrio stuff, we've got a full Sanrio checklist here of all of the items that you unlock by scanning the Sanrio villagers, which is really cool. That certainly wasn't in the first one. It's even got a little bit here about these 1 to 5 Amiibo cards, so it tells you everything. This is absolutely crazy. And then we've got the index, so if there's something that we're not sure of, we can look it up. So let's have a look for the Super Mario items. Okay, I finally found a Mario item. So clearly all of the Nookstop items released since launch are included, which is awesome. Honestly, there is far too much to cover in this video. We skipped over patterns, reactions, character guides, tree stages, seasonal recipes and cooking guides, Happy Home Paradise events. There's just too much to cover. I did find the first print error though. One of the contents page numbers is 10 pages out. It says 165, but it's actually 175. Not a big deal, and honestly to be expected with a book this size. With that said, this is a phenomenal guide for anyone who likes, plays or collects Animal Crossing related games and merchandise. So there we have it. I've said it before, it's a pretty impressive guide. Nothing really to dislike about this, so let me know what you think. Will you be getting the Animal Crossing New Horizons official complete guidebook? What do you like the most about it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to learn more about what we can expect in New Horizons in June, be sure to check out this next video. Peace.